What's up, guys? So I made my video the other day about how I got to Celestial with Axel, and a lot of people have asked me, well, how do you actually deal with Axel? If I'm on the receiving end, how do I get in on this character and actually fight him? Because Axel's pretty unique. He's really the only character in Guilty Gear Strive where his main goal is to just keep you far away and attack you from full screen. So you have to approach the matchup in kind of a unique way compared to the rest of the characters. So I'm going to give you my best tips today for how to defeat Axel players online, and then I'm going to show you a match that I thought was a good example of an opponent who knows exactly what to do against Axel. So there's kind of two ranges that you have to worry about when playing neutral against Axel. There's full screen, where you're just all the way across the screen from each other, and there's mid screen. And I'll just tell you, Axel destroys at full screen. This is where he's really dominant. He can pressure you with Rensen. Command throw is really hard to react to. So you want to get out of full screen as quickly as possible. When you get to mid screen, the fight becomes a lot more fair. So how do you get out of this full screen situation? I would say what happens to a lot of people is Axel like spams Rensen on them, and they're like, oh, I want to get in, and they just get hit by the next one. So you have to be a little bit patient. One thing you can do is if you block a Rensen and the follow-up, it's actually super dangerous for Axel to do another one. He's not really allowed to do another Rensen. If you block a Rensen, you have all the time in the world to get in. So if you block a Rensen, that's your opportunity. Just to dash up, close that gap, get into mid-range. One thing to note is you really don't want to air block his up Rensen follow-up. Axel is actually plus here. He gets to mix you up if you block that from the air, so be patient, stay grounded. Or another option you have is to double jump back. You can see the up Rensen is going to miss there, and there you have another chance to get back into mid-range after that whiffs. This is also good because it will help you avoid his command grab. So just wait for him to do a Rensen, and then you either block it and then dash in, or you somehow make it whiff, jump over command throw or whatever, and then you dash in, because you really want to get to this mid-range. So let's say your base strategy against Axel is you want to dash in and you want to start hitting him with normals, because you want to get your aggression going. So the way that Axel players are going to stop this is they're going to use something like 2H, maybe 2P, maybe Rensen, but Rensen is very slow, so it can be dangerous from this range. But anyway, he's going to stick something out and he's going to stop you, right? But the thing is, if he's just throwing this move out, he's making a commitment here. This is a risk that he's taking. It's actually a much bigger risk than it looks, because guess what? You can just jump over it and just murder him. You can also like dash jump and get in that way, and all of a sudden, if he's sitting there just sticking out a poke, he's in big trouble, because this is Guilty Gear Strive, and when you hit someone in this game, you like explode them and do half their HP. So like, what does he get if he lands that 2H? He maybe combos into Rensen if he has charge, gets a little bit of damage, but if he guesses wrong, he just explodes, right? So it's a problem for him to be throwing this out. If he's just throwing this out to stop your dash, he's taking a huge risk here. And so then it's like, okay, he's not going to just throw this out. He's not going to throw out these ground control moves that have a risk of being jumped over. Instead, he's just going to sit and wait. He's just going to chill here, and he's going to wait. And the second your feet leave the ground, he's going to 2S you. He's going to 6K, 5P, whatever, and push you back to full screen where he does really well. And so then at that point, you know, if he's just waiting for that 2S, then, you know, you can go in and get your pressure going, because he's just waiting. And you can't really, like, react to a dash up normal from this range. You're too close. If you're way back here, you know, he sees you dashing, he can 2H or something. But if you're up here and he's just like, okay, I'm going to chill, that's your opportunity. You can get in off that. Start pressuring him, apply your mix-ups, etc., etc. So this is your core, most basic game plan against Axel, is block a Rensen plus the follow-up, or avoid it. Dash into mid-range, and now you're in a spot where Axel is kind of scared a little bit here, because if he's just throwing out pokes to stop dash, then you can jump over, but if he's just waiting to try to anti-air, you can dash. So that is your core facilities of neutral, but there's a couple other tricks that you can use that I think are pretty good. One thing is mixing up your jumps is so important against Axel. One thing I would say for sure, a lot of new players, they love to do this. They do jump back and air dash forward. And this is just like a death sentence against Axel. Do not do this against Axel, because he is going to have the easiest time just anti-airing you, getting a full combo. So don't do jump back into air dash forward most of the time against Axel. But you know what's really effective against Axel is if you jump back, it looks like you're going to do this. Especially at lower ranks, everyone will expect, okay, he's going to do this. But instead, you just land, and then you dash up and punish. And he's already throwing out that preemptive anti-air. He saw your feet leave the ground. Then you get a full combo on him. So that can be really good. Also utilizing double jumps, like let's say I jump up here, but then I jump back. His anti-air whiffs, or go the other way, jump forward, then his anti-air whiffs again. So there are certain angles that are very hard for Axel to cover with his anti-airs. If I'm like way up here, there's like nothing he can do. I'm just on top of him. He has to wait and try a 6P or something, but if he's throwing out normals preemptively, nothing he can really do can hit that up angle. So this is a really good area to hang out. And then once you've got Axel in that mode of like, okay, listen, I'm not going to preemptively anti-air. He's thinking, okay, it's too scary. If I just 2S or 5P every time their feet leave the ground, I'm getting baited. These normals are whiffing and I'm getting punished. So then that's finally when you can just start doing this. Instant air dash. If Axel decides I'm just going to wait, not try to preemptively anti-air, then instant air dash becomes a major threat, because this is really hard to react to at the last second with a 2S. You kind of have to do it right when their feet leave the ground, and you're going to be saying, okay, you can't just 2S when my feet leave the ground or else I'm going to dash up and punish. So that's how you start getting these free jump-ins. So mix up your air approaches. Don't do the same air approach every time. Your characters have double jumps unless you're playing Naga, Ryuki, or Potemkin. You have double jumps, you have an air dash, you have a super jump. Do not be predictable. Don't just go in the same way every single time, because that Axel will just feast on you if you do that. And then, of course, along with that, mix in the ground approaches as well, because that's going to be your best way to take initiative if Axel is being defensive and waiting for you to jump so he can anti-air you. Dashing in from the ground can be really great just for getting in that way. One final tip, I posted this on my Clips channel, but in case you guys didn't see that, a really important thing against Axel, this follow-up, the spinning follow-up to Rensen, this move can seem really hard to deal with, because like you can't walk back away from it, it sucks you in, and then you try to press any button and you just get hit. But all you have to do when you see him do this move is just jump, and you just get a full combo on him. Don't worry about air dashing or anything like that. It's going to suck you in, so sometimes air dash will actually mess you up. Just tap up forward, jump in, and you get a full combo. So don't let him get away with that move. I see people get hit by this when I play Axel all the time. Don't fall for it, guys. That's my last tip. Hopefully that helped you guys out. And now let's go to some match footage where, you know, I talked about how in my last video, Mei is a pretty good matchup for Axel, but I fought a Mei player who really, really knew the matchup and really mixed things up. After the first round or so, they started adapting and mixing up their approaches, and I think it's a great example of how to really fight the matchup. So hopefully you find that helpful, guys. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of the video.
That's right, boys. Mondo-kun.
I'm scared. Whew! We got lucky there. Hey, raw prosciutto. Bro, I love raw prosciutto. Thank you for the 10 months. Oh! Ah! I'm getting I'm getting straight shredded right now. Mei's different because this is Korean voices. I turned on Korean voices the other day because I wanted to hear them. I think they sound pretty good. I like Korean Mei. Oh, we could have killed. We could have killed for sure. Yeah, no Totsugeki sound effect. Mei sounds so chill in Korean. She sounds so chill. Bro, that hammer drop. Oh my god, get her off me. Good patience. Oh, that hurt. No! Damn, that was a really well played round. Good jump. Good backdash. Damn. That sucks. Am I dead? Jesus. That sucks. I got hit after the slash dolphin. I feel like you shouldn't really let that happen to you. Yeah, she does say ponyta. I don't know what that means. Wow, really burst. Guys, by the way, this is textbook how to defeat Axel. The way this guy is mixing up his approach angles is actually pro as hell. See, like, look at how he just dodged me right there. And then he stayed above. Oh my god. Incredible. Incredible. This is a hard matchup for Mei, but this guy knows exactly what to do. Well, I'm dead. Okay, wall break saving me. Oofa doofa. Oofa doofa. That guy's godlike, dude. That was tough.